Okay, so here we have a really simple mechanism for navigating between two pages, but we'd like to be able to say that when we navigate from one page maybe to page 2, I'd like to pass some information over to page 2 as part of a parameter, right? Maybe some message, maybe like a hello over here, right? Right now, it doesn't match. It doesn't match, right? Because we have an exact match. So what we could do here is that we can parameterize this and say, I'm going to navigate to page 2, but I'd like to also pass as part of the URL some information, right? Maybe I'd like to pass kind of like a message. Now, this only allows you to navigate only if you have the exact match where the message is there. See that? I like that message to be a placeholder, a variable, right? That I can pass anything that I want, right? Any number of things. Yeah. So the way you could do that is by putting a colon in front of it, and it says this is a placeholder. This is not a literal string. Make sense? Right? And if I do that, then notice that hello now does navigate me to page 2. Right? It allows me to navigate to page 2. Before I wasn't able. And hello matches anything. Right? What I like to be able to do is it says, hey, that hello is somehow tied to my message. What is that message? I like to parse that hello out of the URL, right? And the router does that for me as well. It says, ooh, it matches the message, right? I'm gonna parse the hello, make it the value of the message. I'm gonna pass it to you as a parameter, right? You need to just read it from this, okay? So, excuse me. So when I pass it, when I navigate to page 2, the router, right? What the route will do is that it will parse the second part of this URL. It will create a map for me, okay? And in that map, right, we're going to find a key called message whose value is whatever we typed in the URL, right? So let's see how we can access it. So from page 2. The router is going to pass me an entire object, right? That keeps track of the route. What was the actual route? What time was it clicked? It has a whole bunch of really cool information about the event that occurred, right? One of the things that it passes me is the match. It passes me the match. The match allows me to look at how is it that was a match, how was the URL matched, right? Including a map in there called params. And so I can use match dot the parameters from the URL, and in there we have the message is in there. The message is in there, right? Right, there's my hello. See that? So if I say hello or goodbye, notice that message is being passed to me as part of the match. There's a parameters map in there, and that map contains the keys in that map is whatever I declared here as the name of the key, message. So I can say params.message, and I get the value that I pass as a URL. That make sense? Okay. Right. So this is the basis of the mechanisms that we're going to use, right, to navigate between where, right, between the course here, right, and if I click on it and I go to the editor, I like to pass what? The ID of the course, so that when I have the ID of the course, I can load the modules for that course. Yes, right. So this is the basis of the mechanism that we just looked at, right? That's the example that we're going to be using.